is going on, everybody? You're here with Cosmic Anthony. Thank you for tuning into the Cosmic Mindset, formerly known as the Growth Mindset. Same topics, different name. Let's get into it. Today, we're gonna dive back into the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a with Mark Manson, Chapter 7, Failure is the Way Forward. Want to talk about 4 things today. 1, our relationship with failure. How do we perceive failures in our lives? 2, good versus shitty values and goals. What's the difference and why does that matter? 3, the success and failure paradox. So how are they interchangeable and what does that mean for our lives? And pain is good as number 4. No pain, no change. We know that. I want to dive a little deeper. So, part 1, our relationship with failure, what we choose to focus on while we're pursuing things is going to determine how failure affects us. If we decide to focus on the fact that it's a loss, it's negative, we're unworthy, and it's making us sad, then that's exactly what it's going to do, and that's exactly how it's going to make us feel. Instead, we want to understand that this failure is a necessary pain of psychological growth. We want to welcome it, we want to feel all of it, every last bit, and we want to use it as fuel. Doesn't matter if it's physical pain, emotional pain, or anything else that sucks, we're either going to grow from it or we're going to play the victim. Next up, we got good versus shitty values and goals. So shitty values and goals, they're determined by external forces. For example, you want everyone to like you. You want a 10,000 square foot house. You want all the Ferraris. Don't get me wrong, all those things are great. But the difference that we want to make here and understand is the fact that if we're valuing those things and that's why we do what we do, then we're going to be left feeling empty and lifeless once we get those things. Whereas if we frame our goals and our values around something much deeper than that, then we can still accomplish these things and still have them be on our path to success and relish in all of those successes and accomplishments. But we want to be focused on the fact that we got there by focusing on growth, improving ourselves, and changing the lives of ourselves and those around us. When we're pursuing these shitty goals and values, it's going to cause a great sense of anxiety as well, because it's going to make us feel separated and incongruent with these values all along the way. If we can focus on incremental growth and percentage change each day, each week, each month, then we'll feel a sense of fulfillment while we're working towards something in the long term, as opposed to feeling like we're not going to be who we're supposed to be until we have that. Good values, on the other hand, we can control, and they're process-oriented. So in other words, they're based around metrics that we can continuously re-engage with, and they're never completely finished. It's always about improving incrementally and incremental gains. If our values and goals are shaped around improving, becoming better in our field, in our industry, becoming better as people, better business owners, better employees, whatever your position is, then we're not going to be left feeling lifeless or empty once we achieve certain levels of material success. The failure success paradox. Failure is relative. If your goals and values are based around improvement and continuous growth, then your failures can be used as fuel to push you forward and motivate you, as opposed to getting you down. Failures are just as important as fuel and energy in any other form. That's why I like the analogy of using it as fuel, because you need food. Who's going to be able to do stuff without food? Cars need gas. You need something to drive whatever it is you're doing, and failure is an essential part of that. For example, if you fail a test, then the fuel is going to come from you understanding, okay, those study habits were shit and I need to develop new ones. That failure is now the telltale that you have to change those study habits. Lesson learned. Pain is part of the process. You got to feel the pain. You got to feel the suckiness of whatever it is going on. You can't avoid it. If you avoid it, you're going to be missing all that's encompassed in that pain and those emotions of feeling like you failed at something. That feeling, that sense of I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Inside of that, there's those gold nuggets that help you achieve growth and improvement for the next thing you do, whatever it is. And it's been said so many times, no pain, no gain, all those sayings. But if you're like me, sometimes you need to hear things a few times from a few different people before you really take it to heart and take action with it. So that's why I wanted to include it in this video. Where there's pain, where there's failure, there's opportunity for growth and improvement. We got to remember that all the time. The hardest time to remember it and implement it is when we're actually going through something. So the more readily available it is in your mind to act on something like that and to value that underneath the emotions that you're experiencing, the better. That being said, our well-being ends up being directly impacted by our relationship with pain. If we look at pain and we avoid failure and try to just forget about it, then our well-being is now going to be exponentially detrimented as time goes on, because we're not allowing ourselves to learn from those failures. We're not allowing ourselves to see more of who we are, become more self-aware in those painful scenarios. That's why it is so worthwhile to be mindful of our perspective on pain, difficulty, failure, anything that sucks. We need to be keenly aware of how we're thinking about it and what we do with those emotions. That is it for today, guys. We talked about our relationship with failure. We talked about good versus shitty values. We talked about the failure and success paradox. And we talked about the fact that we love pain. If it's your first time stopping by, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, The Cosmic Mindset. I would greatly appreciate it if you do, but only if you want to. I really appreciate you. I love you. Stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.